A crowded airport terminal. Hundreds of people sit beneath a giant departure board. Coffee cups, phone screens, half-finished conversations. Everyone is waiting for the same thing. A flight number, a gate, a signal telling them where to go next. And then something strange happens. A few people suddenly stand up. No announcement, no warning, no panic. They simply grab their bags and start walking. At first, nobody cares. Then another person notices. Then another. The screen changed. The gate moved. And suddenly, the entire terminal transforms. People who were relaxed seconds ago are now running, looking around, asking the same question. How did we miss that? But the information was never hidden. The screen was there the entire time. Everyone had the same chance to see it. The difference was not access, it was attention. But what is strange is that this tiny moment happens everywhere, not just in airports, in careers, in businesses, and especially with money. Because the biggest financial mistakes are rarely caused by people having no information. They happen because people are paying attention to the wrong information. They miss signals that are right in front of them, not because they are careless, not because they don't want a better future, but because they are watching the wrong thing. We like to believe successful people have something we don't. Better connections, better timing, more intelligence, maybe even a little more luck. But when you look closely at people who consistently build wealth, a different pattern appears. They are not always the first people to receive information. They are often the first people to notice what the information means. And that changes the entire question. The question is not, what do successful people know that I don't? The better question is, what am I constantly seeing but failing to notice? Because your brain is not designed to show you reality exactly as it is. It is designed to show you what it thinks matters. Every second, your brain filters enormous amounts of information. Sounds, images, changes around you, opportunities, threats, possibilities. Most of it disappears before you are even aware it existed. This is why researchers created one of the most famous psychology experiments ever conducted. Participants were asked to watch a group of people passing a basketball and count the number of passes. Simple task. But while they focused on counting, someone wearing a gorilla suit walked directly through the middle of the scene. Many people never saw it. The shocking part wasn't that they missed the gorilla. The shocking part was that they were looking directly at the screen. They weren't blind. They weren't distracted. They were focused. And focus is powerful. But focus also has a cost. Because whatever you choose to focus on, everything else becomes invisible. Now, look at your money. Most people monitor their finances. They check their bank balance, they look at their salary, they notice whether they have enough for the month. But they often miss the thing quietly determining their financial future: the gap. The space between what comes in and what stays. Because this is how lifestyle creep happens. Not through one dramatic decision, not through one reckless purchase. It happens quietly. A better apartment because you can afford it. A newer car because you worked hard. More subscriptions because each one is only a few dollars. More restaurants because life feels busy. More convenience because you are tired. None of these decisions feel dangerous. That's what makes them powerful. The dangerous part about lifestyle creep is that it doesn't feel like losing money. It feels like winning. A bigger home feels like progress. A nicer car feels like success. More comfort feels like you have finally reached a better life. And sometimes it is. But the question nobody asks is, what did I quietly give up in exchange? Because the problem with financial mistakes is that the biggest ones rarely announce themselves. They arrive disguised as small improvements. And this is where the human brain creates another trap, something psychologists call adaptation. The human mind is incredibly good at making new things feel normal. The apartment you once dreamed about becomes ordinary. The car you once celebrated becomes just your car. The lifestyle that once felt impossible slowly becomes the minimum you believe you need. The upgrade gives you satisfaction, but only temporarily. Then your brain moves the finish line. This is why many people earn more money but never feel wealthier. Their income increases, but their definition of enough increases right alongside it. And that's the real difference between two people earning the exact same salary, living in the same city, getting the same promotion, who end up in completely different financial lives 5 years later. One lets the finish line keep moving. The other decides, in advance, where it stays.
Same income, same opportunity, different attention. And the second person is not necessarily more disciplined. They are not waking up every morning with unlimited motivation. They are not somehow immune to temptation. They simply created a system that protects their future from their present emotions. Because human beings are terrible at making decisions when the reward is immediate and the benefit is far away. A purchase gives a feeling today. Financial security gives a feeling years later. The brain naturally prefers what it can experience now. That is why wealth is often less about wanting more and more about seeing further. The people who build lasting wealth are usually paying attention to questions
Most people ignore. Not how much can I afford today, but what does this decision make possible tomorrow? Not can I pay for this, but what future am I trading away to have this? Because every financial decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. Go back to the airport. The people who moved first were not given a secret message. Nobody whispered the new gate into their ear. They simply noticed the change before everyone else. The departure board was always visible. The information was always available. The difference was attention. And money works the same way. Your financial future is being shaped every day by what you choose to watch and what you allow yourself to ignore. Because the greatest opportunities in life rarely announce themselves. They sit quietly in front of everyone. The difference is not who had the chance to see them. The difference is who was paying attention.